on today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, tips for getting more Facebook Live views. And today's episode is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. Are you looking to edit videos, but you don't want to spend a fortune on all of those, high-priced video editors? Well, now's your chance to get one for free over at freevideoeditor.co. The Shotcut video editor, lots of high-end tools, but without all the high-end costs. So check it out right now at freevideoeditor.co and leave off the last M for mother. This was Mother's Day recently, right? Why
That's
not?
right. It was Mother's Day.
It was. All right, let's hit that music.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper, and you can subscribe to us on Earn.show, Stitcher, Blog Talk Radio, YouTube, or iTunes. Check out my voiceover talent gig at Fiverr. The link is on my website, my landing page, stevesleeper.com.
Yes.
So this should be a good show today, don't you think?
It should, and we've talked about Facebook Live and YouTube Live quite a bit over the last couple of months because they are becoming very big, and I use Facebook Live all the time. It's a very effective tool for marketing, and, I would like to get more views live, and so that's one of the reasons that I did a little bit of research on this. For this radio show that is, usually about a half hour long, I do 2 or 3 minutes worth of research beforehand, and that's what I came up with. So
Yeah. No, well,
I'm just kidding.
It's a good way to get you motivated.
It is, and Facebook Live is becoming huge. The murder scene, the suicide scene, very big on YouTube, on Facebook Live these days, as you can see from the news. We've got some actually interesting news. I've been posting Facebook Live news in some of the Facebook pages, and we got things like Facebook Live video of accused Publix. I think that's a grocery store. Publix.
Grocery store with an X.
Mm-hmm. And yep. And, the guy had his robbery on Facebook Live. Not a very smart thing to do if you're a robber, but for whatever reason he did. A longtime Mission cop, and I'm not sure where Mission is. Doesn't say what city there. He was suspended after he appears in a Facebook Live video. Fugitive captures his own arrest on Facebook Live. So you can see very positive things going on with Facebook Live these days.
Yeah, boy, no kidding.
A lot of stupid criminals using Facebook Live. Hopefully, those of you that are listening to this are not doing this because you want to commit crimes and get more people viewing them. But we've got some other good things coming on here. DC United, the football team, they're going to be posting their videos on Facebook Live. Let's see, there's... of course, MLB, Major League Baseball, they're going to be starting to broadcast games on Facebook Live, so that's going to be a pretty exciting thing as well.
I saw one. I think it was a Sunday night game, and I watched it for a while. Yeah,
they're going to be doing it more often, I think, and that's pretty cool. Another thing, Facebook Live has just started to add a new feature for people using their phones who can do videos like we're doing here. With the two screens. Of course, if you're listening to this, we do this live on Facebook as well when we record this, so we do it behind the scenes. And they're going to be doing a new feature where on your phone, or at least on the iPhone for now, you can actually have two people on the Facebook Live talking back and forth, kind of like, as they put it there, it's Facebook Live is becoming more like FaceTime, which is the video calling feature. So basically you're doing a video call and streaming it at the same time. So very, very slick stuff that's going on with Facebook Live. And, of course, YouTube Live is trying to jump back into the game with the live videos as well. And, we should see some really cool stuff from them as well. But, of course, we're not here to just talk about Facebook Live news. We want to know, how do you get more views to your Facebook Live? Well, there's actually quite a few different ways you can get more views. Now, before we get into that, we need to talk a little bit about what a Facebook Live video really is. Essentially, it's a normal video, except that when it's first put onto Facebook, it's a live video. So it's actually streamed there, and people can watch you stream it live. And by the way, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to actually be live. You could be streaming a pre-recorded video as if it's live, and during the time that it's streaming, it's live, and then afterwards, it becomes a normal video. So whether your eyeballs are there as you're shooting the video or if they show up afterwards, you want to maximize the number of eyeballs you get regardless of whether they're live or they're later. Okay. And so there's a number of things that we can do, and a lot of them are the usual suspects that we talk about quite often when it comes to video. The biggest thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're optimizing your video. Now, when you're going live, you make sure that you put in exactly what it is you're doing on the live video so people understand it. Make sure that you've got all the calls to action and everything in there when you go to set up your Facebook Live. And then once you run your Facebook Live, you can go back in and you can edit this just like you would with a video that you've uploaded. So if you go back to your video, go to the edit page, you can change your titles, you can add more description, you can add more information, you can do all sorts of things that are going to help get the video more attention. On top of that, you want to share that video. So even if it's not live anymore, get people to share it. Share it on Facebook groups that make sense. Share it with other Facebook pages. Share it on your own timeline. Do all of these things to make sure that the most amount of people see the video. On top of that, the other thing that you can do with this is, take that video and then put it into other places. Syndicate it. I know Steve is checking out himself as the internet's kind of bogging down on him here a little bit. For those of you
Max
watching,
Headroom. How's my voice?
Voice usually seems to be fine. It's only the video
Okay.
that falls apart there when the internet glitches up. You want to make sure that you use the video in other places. Facebook is a tremendous place to get views. However, YouTube in the long run is probably going to get you even more views. So if you diddle Facebook Live, download that video, put it onto YouTube, and get more views that way. Now, there is a caveat to that, and a lot of people may not have noticed this yet, but the Facebook Lives, when you do them, are typically done at HD level, 1280 by 720, which is a lower end HD, but it's still HD. And the problem is when you go to download those videos, they only let you download a much smaller version. So when you upload it to YouTube, it's not going to be a high def video. One thing you can do is you could record separately the video as you're creating it. For instance, the software that we use to record our Facebook Lives can actually record the hard drive at the same time that it's doing the Facebook Live, and at which time we can then use that on YouTube if we choose to. Quite honestly, most of the time I just download it off Facebook. The quality is good enough. We put it on YouTube, and most people watch it on YouTube on a tiny little screen inside, tiny little viewer window inside the page anyway, so it's really not going to make too much of a difference. If you got a 4K TV with YouTube and you watch it on there, well, probably not going to look the best. It's going to look a little blown up, but for the most part, you could do very well with that. So again, the biggest thing you want to do here is make sure that you optimize that video as best you can and share it out to other sites. Now, before you do any of that, and this is probably something we should have mentioned beforehand, know what you want to rank for. Know what are your goals with your Facebook Live. For instance, in our case here, our goal is we're recording a podcast and we're just doing it on Facebook Live and letting people join in on the back end as we record this live. And the goal of this is to just get a podcast out of it. Anything else, the views that we get are extra. It's people watching the podcast but doing it live. And so our goal isn't necessarily to do anything specific other than to record this and allow people to watch us record it live. So that's one of the goals. But what are your goals, when you're doing this live? Are you trying to sell something? Are you trying to get people to a webinar? Are you trying to get information out? Are you just trying to brand yourself, get people used to watching you? Whatever that is, know what it is you're trying to do and then use that appropriately. So for instance, if your goal is you want to sell a product, well, maybe you're going to do a review, maybe you're going to interview the person who created the product. And if you're going to do those things, you want to make sure that you have a purpose and do it properly. So make sure that you have your keywords set up properly. Make sure that you got your titles and your description set up properly, just like you would with YouTube. And you should get a lot more viewers just by doing that alone. People are going to find it. Now, one other thing that can't be left out of this is your Facebook page. And this, quite honestly, for me, is the weakest point that I have with Facebook Live or anything else is you have to have fans. Now, a lot of times we broadcast to my direct timeline, which I get a lot of people there. So when we finish a video and we go back, we might have 400 views the second we're done with the video. But if I was to just broadcast it to one of my Facebook pages, I'd probably only have 30 views, 20 views, 10 views, whatever it happened to be. And the reason for that is because my Facebook pages don't have a lot of fans yet. I've neglected that for years, and now I'm paying for it because we actually have reasons to use Facebook now. So my goal right now is to get more people to my fan pages because I want to be able to broadcast to those fan pages and still get views. So make sure that whatever you're doing, do something to get more views, or excuse me, more fans on your Facebook pages. Now the question is, how do you do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways. You can run ads, which is a very quick and easy way to be able to do that. Target the right people, run some ads. You don't have to spend a ton of money. Get people to like that page, and then they'll be able to see when you go live. Other great things to do are to just start posting a lot of good content on those pages and then sharing it to your timeline. So for instance, if your timeline gets you a lot of views, well, post it to your page, then share it on your timeline. Get people to see where it's from, and hopefully they'll click through and join you over on your page, at which time they like the page. Then you can do things like run Facebook Lives, and they'll actually see you. So what else can we do with our Facebook Live videos to make sure that we get more views? Well, one thing you can do is you can boost your videos afterwards. So for instance, if you shoot a Facebook Live, after it's done, you can run an ad to that. Now, a lot of Facebook experts will tell you, oh, you don't want to boost your post. It's a waste of time and money. You want to go in and you want to do an ad and you want to do this. Well, if your goal is to just get more people to see that post, to like your page, you can boost the ad. It's very inexpensive. It'll get more eyeballs to it fairly quickly. If you want to take that to the next level, you can create a full-blown ad. Make sure that the video is, you're doing a video ad, bring the video in and do it that way. It's going to take you a little bit longer. It's going to take more time. It's probably going to be more effective in the end. But just simply boosting the video can certainly help. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that is, after you upload a video or after you make a post on your page, just down below the video, there should be a button that says Boost Post. Click on that. You can tell Facebook how much you want to spend. It'll kind of give you an estimate of how many people might see it. Send that out, and then hopefully you get more views that way, and it can definitely make a big difference there. So another thing that you can do is to try to figure out a good length for your videos. Now, for instance, in our case here, our videos are probably going to be 20 to 30 minutes because that's how long we want our podcast to be, is somewhere in that range. And sometimes we go longer, sometimes we go a little shorter, but that's a pretty good range. And the problem is most people don't have time to watch a video for 30 minutes at a time, which is kind of crazy because they watch TV for 30 minutes at a time. But think about that. When people are going through the internet, they want to watch a quick little video. So try to keep your videos short. If you've got a 5-part thing you want to talk about, maybe do 5 different videos, or just break it down and make it shorter. Cut out the things you don't need to do, and that way your videos can be nice and short. The other thing you want to be able to do is introduce yourself. Make sure that people know who you are. Try to brand your videos as best you can. So when you get started, maybe somebody's coming across it, they don't know who you are. Tell them who you are. Tell them why you're doing the video, and that should be able to get more people to pay attention to what you have to say and stay on there for you. Now, some other things that you can do with the videos is to take your videos up a notch. Really work on the content of your videos. In other words, nobody wants to see somebody just pick up their phone and ramble on about nothing. Yeah, that's going to get some people to view, and in some cases it's going to get a really nice viral effect if you do something weird you didn't expect to. But for the most part, you want to make sure that you're not wasting people's time. Right. And what I mean by that is, it goes back to what we said before. Keep it short, know what you're going to talk about, but make it exciting. Try to add some panache. Panache. I like that word.
Panache.
Add that into the videos. Now, what we do when we do live, as you can see, we do a lot of graphical things. We've got the interactivity. We've got we've got down below. We've got a news ticker that's telling you all about what's going on in the world of YouTube and video. We've got the date and time. We've got the CNN style dual screen thing going on. And, we just really wanted to make this look like a professional outfit, mostly because, if we didn't, people would catch on that, we're not really very...
Just because we don't look professional doesn't mean we aren't.
That's right, yes. So we can't improve ourselves, so we improve the Facebook Live.
Well, we can improve ourselves, just not our looks by much,
Absolutely.
Ray got a haircut.
I did, this one.
That helps. Yeah.
All right, so the other thing you want to be able to do is engage with people. So nobody, how many of you remember being in a class when you were in high school or in elementary school where the teacher gets up there and just reads from the book, drones on, writes some things on the chalkboard, talks, and then the bell rings. What you want to be able to do is, engage the audience, ask a lot of questions, make sure that you respond to people that are trying to talk back to you. So, for instance, even though we're doing a podcast, and it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you watch when you listen to the podcast later, if we can comment on what people are saying, or we can bring in some of the things that they're saying into the conversation, it's going to get more attention. And when you're doing a more traditional Facebook Live, it can be a big help. One of the popular things that people do are the Ask Me Anything videos. And so, for instance, let's say you're a plumber, you do, you've got an audience because you teach people about how to maintain their plumbing. Well, you can do an Ask Me Anything video, and literally people will come in and they'll comment and ask you different questions about plumbing. You answer the questions, and that's your Facebook Live. You got to have an audience for this, because otherwise, if nobody's asking questions, there's not a whole lot of content that you're going to have in the video. So you want to make sure that you engage people. If people are commenting, mention the comments. If people are responding to something, mention that they're responding. Ask them questions. Try to get them to post on the video itself. And of course, the other thing you can do is interview people. People love interviews. You get somebody else on there with you, more people are going to pay attention to that, and you grow your audience because the person you're interviewing can then tell all of their people, hey, I'm going to be interviewed on this show. It's going to create this nice collaboration. So if you normally get 100 people to watch your video live, and he's got an audience of 100 people, and he tells them, well, now you've just doubled your audience simply by interviewing that person. So that's another great little tip that can definitely make a big difference in helping you to get more views. Okay. The other thing is, you want to go out there and you want to let people know when you're going to go live. And this can be kind of difficult because Facebook Live has a newer system that allows you to post beforehand so people know when you're going live. The problem with that system is it only works in certain situations, and in many others it does not. So what you need to be able to do is you need to be able to contact your people and tell them, hey, at 2 o'clock, I'm going to be live right here. You can listen to me and watch me right here. Just head over to this link. And it can be difficult because it's Facebook. They click over to that Facebook page. There's a whole bunch of other things going on. Maybe your live video hasn't started yet, so it's not there. They show up a few minutes early. Now they get distracted by all the other things in there. Somebody sends them a message. So it can be very, very difficult to be able to do that. But if you want to be able to get more audience, letting people know beforehand is definitely going to be a big improvement. And Steve, do you think I should reveal a secret on here?
Yes, absolutely. I think you should.
So one thing that we're working on right now, and Steve has no idea what I'm even going to say right now.
I don't.
He has no clue what I'm going to say.
Which is not unusual.
Yeah, exactly, right? So one thing that we're actually working on right now that's actually quite interesting is we're working on creating a plugin for Facebook. And what this plugin does, and actually it's already created, we just haven't released it to the world yet. What this plugin does is it allows you to automatically have your Facebook Live appear on your website. Oh. So you can literally create almost like a theater page on your website that will show your Facebook Live as it's live. And the great thing about this is now you can send your audience directly to there, and there are no other distractions. You just send them to that page. It's going to have the live video. Maybe you have some things below it, more information, things like that. But it creates a very, kind of a closed environment for the Facebook Live so that you are not getting the distractions. So that can be a big help. And that's something that will be coming out hopefully in a month or two. and we'll have that available to everybody by then. But it's a very, very useful tool for being able to get more people to watch your videos, is by posting it there. And the cool thing is you can even get more fancy with that. Create a private Facebook page, post your Facebook Live videos there, and now nobody can see it unless they go to your page. And so it's almost like a webinar at that point. So just something to look forward to in the future is the ability to be able to do that so that you don't have to worry about whether or not people can watch your videos without getting distracted. So there's your tips on how to make sure that you get more views on your Facebook Lives.
And now, Mindset Matters.
All right, so for today's Mindset Matters, we're going to talk about the mindset of scheduling things and getting your daily tasks in order, because that obviously is a huge mindset issue. If you know what you're going to do for the day, you have a goal for the day, and you can get the stuff done in time, well, then you can have a more productive day. So that's our mindset for today. And the tool that I want to tell you about is one called Wunderlist. Now, Wunderlist, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's actually spelled a little bit different. It's Wunderlist. And it's a great little program that allows you to schedule out your tasks for the days. You can schedule out recurring tasks. You make sure that everything is in there, and it's going to remind you of what you have to do. And the great thing is it integrates with other programs. It'll integrate with Evernote. It'll integrate with some of the Pomodoro timers. So you can do a lot of different things with it and have a lot of fun. But it's a great little program, so you can check it out, wunderlist.com. Download the program today and get started. If you're on Mac, you can actually get it right in the Mac App Store. Just search for Wunderlist and start getting your days in order. You'll be glad you did.
Very good. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a great idea. And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. I'm Steve Sleeper. And if you like us, tell a friend to listen. If you like my voice, I got a voiceover gig on Fiverr. The link's at stevesleeper.com. What kind of beer? For those of you watching the Facebook Live, Ray held up a bottle of root beer. What kind you got?
This week it is a Virgil's root beer.
Virgil's.
Yes.
Yeah, he gets that boutique root beer. And today's show made possible by
freevideoeditor.co. If you want to start editing videos like a pro, well, you need a pro tool. And unfortunately, most of them cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But if you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars, but you still want all of those great features, well, check out freevideoeditor.co and download the Shotcut Video Editor. It's a great little program, allows you to do all the things like green screening and three-point editing, all the higher-end tools that you want to have in a video editor. You can check it out at freevideoeditor.co, and we even have a lot of great extras there as well. So check it out, freevideoeditor.co, and leave off the last M for monkey.
Monkey. All right. Well, let's wrap her up with the rap version.
The
Do you have
rap version. Why not? Here we go.
Biggie. He's Ray, the video guy. Yeah, Ray, the video guy. His skill is where it's at. Even if he's a little fat, he's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need, he stays sharp like a crease in his pants. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing super sick. He's Ray, the video guy, yeah. Ray, the video guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,